Hello, I'm Patrick Thomas, and welcome to Ladder Talks. This is Saturday, August 24th, and this is part 3 of the North Metro closure. In part 1, I discussed the rumor mill and letter, an editorial that the leader had put out on August 21st, where they were pretty much saying rumors can be dangerous and somebody's going to get hurt, talking about the emergency room closing, and that they had tried to squash a rumor, talking with the owners, and they said, no, business as usual, business as usual. Well, now we know, according to the leader, they're calling it a lie. I think they were just trying to protect themselves from a mob, especially if patients were still there. I still don't know what happened to all the patients. I mean, we had a multi-bed hospital, and then I know that we had a psychiatric ward. Where'd they put the medical patients? Still don't know that. Nobody has talked about that yet. If all of a sudden nobody knew until midnight on Tuesday night that they were going to be fired and were closed, what'd they do with all the patients? Let's find that out, folks. Did we bus them over to some other hospital? Don't know. Nobody's talked about that. We're working right up to midnight and all of a sudden we close. What? Did y'all walk out and leave the patients? Did somebody forget the patients? What I'm going to talk to you now is about the Democrat Gazette story this past Thursday. It's on Thursday, August 22nd. It's down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the front page, section A. Hospital in Jacksonville shifts its focus, closes ER. Now, having read this already and already talked about this, shifting the focus is from providing emergency treatment and acute care clinic treatment to psychiatric treatment. The focus shift is to the more profitable part of those three aspects of their hospital. Emergency room, acute care, in beds, various other diagnostic parts of the hospital, and the psych ward. The psych ward pays more money from Medicare and Medicaid, so they hung on to that. They were making money there. That's a good little profit center for them. The emergency room is losing money because people were walking into the emergency room without any insurance. And I pretty much talked about the insurance in part 2. Our national healthcare system is all screwed up. I spoke to that in part 2, and I'm not going to repeat it here. Go find part 1 and part 2 and get yourself caught up. And here I'm going to talk about the money, the business aspect of that hospital. I want to know where the money is at. Where's the money? Show me the money. This can be fun, folks. And yes, I can be a little dramatic sometimes. If I can't have fun, then y'all go home. I love all of you. I hope you love me. If you like what I'm doing, let me know about it. And again, if we can't have fun, I know it's time to be serious, and this is serious business here, but kind of in between the comments, allow me to have just a little bit of fun, okay? It is my show. Jacksonville's only hospital closed its emergency room Thursday night and has changed its focus to caring for elderly psychiatric patients, the city's mayor said Wednesday. Now, folks, before I move any further, I want to say this. The mayor's office knew this hospital was going to close. They knew. They too were in on the secret. They just didn't know when. It was already what I'm going to call in the works. And everybody who needed to know already knew. They didn't tell the They didn't tell the patients, they didn't tell the workers, they didn't tell the leader. And according to Mr. Feldman and the text quotes that we spoke about in previous parts, Mr. Feldman says they lied to us. The mayor's office knew this hospital was going to close. It just didn't know when. Okay? I knew it was going to close, folks. I knew it was going to close. I seen it coming. Everybody else was head down working and busy. I'm a businessman. I saw the business aspects and the business part of that hospital. I knew it was going to close. And when all these rumors started, I called the mayor's office. They confirmed it. We just don't know when, but they're going to close. They were waiting on the announcement. They knew the announcement was coming. It says it right here. Mayor Bob Johnson said he had known for about 2 months that North Metro Medical Center was planning the change, but he expected the hospital to issue a news release before it happened. Yeah, we know what you expected. It might not have been the mayor's office place to make an announcement, but he knew. Instead, he said he learned of the closure when a television reporter called him Tuesday night. It might have been the television reporter that was mentioned where they seen somebody spray painting, right here, spray painting over the North Metro Hospital logo. Okay? I got newspapers all over the place here. You just can't see them. They're everywhere. I need to get me a shelf in here and stack them all up. It didn't come as a shock to me, Johnson said. It shocked me the way they did it. I'm not shocked by the way they did it. You may be disappointed that they did that to the employees, but I'm not shocked. It happens all the time. Here's your papers. Go draw your unemployment and go find another job. Have a good day. People get walked out with no notice all the time. It doesn't shock me. What kind of shocks me is that the city knew about it and they just kind of laid low. And I mean, it really wasn't their place, in their defense, it wasn't their place to tell the public that the hospital's closing. But I want you to think about situations where you might like to know what's going on. And I think that would be one of them. I don't want to go to the emergency room knowing I'm going to be admitted, and then at midnight tonight, what are you going to do with me? I'm in a bed here. Hey, come back. Don't forget me. I'm a patient now. I was in here 4 hours ago in the emergency room, and now I'm in a bed, and y'all just closed the hospital. It'd be a rude way to find out. He said he's been in discussions with other hospitals about a deal that would allow the city to reopen the emergency room with the ultimate goal of having a new owner. And I'm going to say it's going to be Baptist or somebody like that. No other rinky-dink operation is going to come to Jacksonville because they're going to know we're not going to do business with you if you're rinky-dink. If you're not Baptist or St. Vincent, St. Jude, or maybe the VA system, we're not going to do business with you, folks. And nobody's going to invest a couple of $1 million in that building, revamping it to just be a... Jacksonville is done with fly-by-night and small rinky-dink operators who wants to think they can just hang a shingle out and says, we're North Metro. You're going to have to be a competitive player and a big, big player. My concern is 30,000 people here, Johnson said. They need an emergency room, but they also need something they can depend on. Whatever we do is going to be with somebody that's dependable and knows what they're doing and is going to be a name that residents, 5A, residents will know. So that should tell you right now he's already talking to Baptist or St. Vincent's. He's talking to somebody that you and I already know. He's not talking to any rinky-dink. So he better be talking with a big name. I've got various areas that I had highlighted back on Thursday or Friday, and I meant to do it before now, and here we are into Saturday. Here we're talking about this micro hospital model hybrid. That ain't going to happen, folks. What I want to know is how we're going to get the building back. From my understanding, we sold the building, and I'm going to get right into that. We sold the building. We were leasing the building to them, and they had a hard time getting rent payments. I remember going up to the mayor's office when Mayor Fletcher was mayor, and I'd hear, no reason to mention names here, but I would hear somebody say, I got to go get the rent check. They're behind on the rent. Constantly behind on the rent. I was in the city council meeting in 2009. 2009, I've been, long before 2009, long before Gary Fletcher became mayor, I was sitting in city council meetings, paying attention to what's going on. Allegiance Health Management of Shreveport began leasing the hospital from the city in 2009 and bought it in 2012 for about $10.2 million. Okay, did they pay us a lump sum for about $10.2 million? Or were they making payments to us as the lien holder? I don't know. I'm going to find out. If somebody else out there wants to find, actually, I've got other people working on that. I'm not the only one doing this show, folks. I've got people behind the scenes that are doing research for me. And if they were making payments to us, then if we were the lien holder, then we still got the papers, probably repossessing. But if we're not the lien holder and some bank somewhere holds the papers on this, I do believe, and it says here, a purchase agreement requires the company or its affiliates to continue to offer 24-hour emergency room services, inpatient services, medical, surgical services, outpatient services, and maintain an appropriate diagnostic imaging services for as long as the company owns the hospital assets. Well, okay, do they own it or not? They probably still have the papers, but I would imagine if they're having trouble paying their bills, they're about to go into foreclosure. If they're going to go into foreclosure, the city probably has a chance to help find another buyer. I sure hope the city don't buy this building back, folks. We don't need to, the city of Jacksonville does not need to be in the facilities ownership business. I'm going to take a break here. Notice my graphics is not disappearing. One of my team members here with Studio 25, we fixed that. It's not going to sleep on me now. And being that I'm pre-recording this message, you should be able to see Studio 25 and not a reverse image. It's when I go Facebook Live that everything gets all backwards. In time, when I go Facebook Live, I'm hoping to be able to, with a fiber optic cable, to not have any interruptions. And hopefully by then we'll have this reverse image solved. So far, it's working pretty good to not go Facebook Live with these productions. I can load them. And I can post them, and I can also post them as a premiere so it appears to be live. Continuing on, if I find somebody willing to purchase it, I think that's what I just said, the city needs to purchase it. I think that's when the agreement comes into play. Johnson said, I'm letting the lawyers work that out. Yeah, I guess that's why we have lawyers, but it sounds like there's a lot of things I'd rather somebody else deal with. Somebody else deal with it. I don't want to know. I want to let you deal with the problem. And that's good management. But folks, we still got to know what's going on. We still got to have oversight. So I hope he's knowing what's in the details of the agreement whenever these lawyers works things out. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. I was kind of hitting around at something that I'm working on. I want oversight on some things that are happening here in Jacksonville. The State Department of Health website lists the hospital as having 113 licensed acute care beds and 31 psychiatric unit beds. Department spokesman Meg Merville said the hospital's licensure changed from that of an acute care hospital to a psychiatric hospital on Tuesday, which meant they had to shut down. Probably happened at midnight. The fire department was notified of the closure at 9:43 p.m. Tuesday, Jones said. Of 2,960 patients the department transported to the hospital last year, 1,100 went to North Metro. Really want to, I think that's all I'm going to say about that. But these folks have had prior financial difficulties. This is going on 16 and a half minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up. This Allegiance, folks, out of Shreveport, I remember sitting in the city council meeting and everybody's like, oh, great, 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 we got somebody to buy the hospital. And I'm sitting there thinking, who are they? Today, I'm still saying, who are they? They're a no-name, fly-by-night, rinky-dink organization. It'd be almost like me and two other people that had $20 and we wanted to go get a loan and buy a hospital and be in the hospital business. Want to be hospital administrators. This should never have happened. The city of Jacksonville should have found a big-name business. Somebody made the point the other day that we need more businesses coming into town, and they don't need to have names that suggest low budget or low quality names. I tend to agree with that. We need big names in Jacksonville, folks. We need Holiday Inn. We need the Hilton. We need the Red Lobsters and the Excelsior Hotels. We need big names. What's this Yo-Ho? I don't know what that hotel name is down the street. Yo-Yo. We've got to improve the names of what comes into Jacksonville. We've got to improve our image. We've got to improve who we hang out with. It's hard to soar with eagles when you surround yourself with turkeys. You've probably heard the old saying. If you're seeing this video for the first time, join Ladder Talks page. Click like on it. You'll get notifications. Join the Arkansas Live group. It is a group. It's a public group. That Arkansas Live group is there for those who want to pay attention to the Arkansas stories. This, folks, is going into Arkansas Live. And I'm going to publish it into Ladder Talks also. This is technically a Ladder Talks because it deals with Jacksonville, but I'm putting this into Arkansas Live because it deals with Arkansas. As far as I'm concerned, it's also an Arkansas issue because I talk about Arkansas and national issues in the Arkansas Live group. Join that group. And again, I hope you like what you're hearing. I don't hold any punches sometimes. I try to be proper and eloquent, and every now and then I get a little dramatic, and I might get up on the ladder just a little bit. Folks, I'm not afraid to step on toes, but I save the toe stepping for whenever I really got to get somebody's attention. And I'm working on something. I alluded to it yesterday. I'm working on something that I gave the city a chance to fix it. Garrick Feldman has a letter that I sent to him, giving him the details of a story, and if he don't take the story, somebody else will. And if they don't want it, I'm going to make a story. and I will name names, and I will step on some toes. I'm Patrick Thomas. This is Ladder Talks right here in Studio 25. Appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. This has been the 3-part production of the North Metro closure. And I think there's information in all 3. So you want to watch all 3. Y'all see me cough a lot. I don't mind telling you. I'm allergic to paper dust. And every time I fan one of these pages, it kind of flies out there. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see you next time right here on Ladder Talks or Arkansas Live. Bye-bye.